Hi everybody, my name is Leron Gertzman. I'm a nature photographer from beautiful British Columbia, and today I'm out here in the mountains of BC, and I'm here to do some landscape photography, and in particular I'm going to be photographing the stars at night. At least that's the plan. Obviously weather is unpredictable, wind is unpredictable, everything is unpredictable, but I'm going to do my best to spend the night here in front of this beautiful lake with these beautiful mountains and try to get some good photos. My favorite places to come do wildlife photography and nature photography are remote areas up really bumpy roads, because these bumpy Forest Service roads and mountain roads deter a lot of people from coming. So there's way less people at these places. You often have them completely to yourselves or not many other people around. And most importantly, they're just places that few people have seen, few people have photographed, which makes for the most exciting, the most unique photos. And it's always worth toughing out a few bumpy roads to get to these really neat places. I feel so incredibly lucky to live in British Columbia, where epic wilderness is always just a short distance away. There's something just so special about arriving at a place like this, and it's just you and the sounds of the birds. Varied thrushes sang from the surrounding forest as Voxus swifts performed aerial acrobatics overhead, catching insects on the wing. Although this is a somewhat spontaneous trip into the mountains based on the fact that the forecast is calling for a pretty clear sky, a lot of preparation has actually gone into this. First of all, I came scouting here about a month ago to see what the place was like, and I've been following the star chart, seeing where in the night sky the stars are going to be, seeing when the moon is rising, when the moon is setting, how much of the moon is illuminated. All these things are things that have gone into the planning for tonight's shoot. And upon arrival here, I've been trying out different lenses, different focal lengths, to trying to see what framing is going to be best. The mountains are very big, but by zooming in I can get a more intimate look at the details in the mountains with the stars behind. So I've tried 17 millimeters, 40 millimeters, 100 millimeters, 400 millimeters, all sorts of different focal lengths, trying to see what works best, and I'm going to keep at it here and figure out what the best composition is for tonight's shoot. Another critical thing while planning this shoot was picking the location in the first place. It's really difficult to photograph the night sky through heavy light pollution, so I used online resources to help me find locations that would be far enough away from the city lights. As the sun set, we set up camp near the lakeshore and watched as the clouds swirled overhead, hoping they would move off to reveal a starry blanket when the night arrived. By dusk, the sky was almost completely clear, but the Milky Way core wouldn't rise for a few hours. Up at this northern latitude, there's only a small window when the core of the Milky Way is visible and it's dark enough to get photos. I would have my chance between 1 and 3 in the morning to try to get the best shots. After trying to get some sleep, I crawled out of my tent and looked up, but I was disappointed. The stars that I had come to see were hidden behind the clouds. But I set up my gear nonetheless and waited for the clouds to clear. It didn't take long for the Cygnus region of the Milky Way to be revealed in the northeast, and I took a test image. The foreground here is blurry as I was using a star tracker to capture a 3-minute exposure of the night sky. I was happy to see a little bit of hydrogen alpha emission nebula poking through, such as the North America Nebula and the Butterfly Nebula near the stars Deneb and Saturn. However, this was far from the image that I was hoping for. Looking to the south, the clouds were still hiding the core of the Milky Way. But as I watched, I began to see more stars shine through. One by one they appeared until the core of our galaxy was shining in all of its glory. At first, the clouds were still covering the higher portions of the sky, so I used a 100mm lens to focus in on the galactic core. As the night progressed, it got more and more clear, and by the end of the night, I'd seen the breathtaking sight of the stars that are so often covered up by light pollution and clouds, and I'd come away with some successful compositions. So we just spent the last few hours in the darkness of night photographing the night sky. It's been absolutely beautiful. We've been battling the clouds all night, but in between the clouds going in and out, we think I've gotten some great shots with this beautiful mountain scenery, and I've also been doing a time lapse, so hopefully that comes out great. And I'm excited to look at these shots and process these shots, and hopefully they come out nice. It's been a really great night. Now time to get some sleep. approached, the stars faded away and light began to appear on the horizon. The dawn birdsong was just beginning as I crawled back into my tent to attempt a few brief hours of sleep. Ever since I was first introduced to the wonders of space by my grade 9 science teacher, Mr. Procyk, I've spent countless hours seeking out dark skies. There's nothing quite like being away from the city lights in a landscape illuminated only by the light from nebulas, galaxies, and stars, light that has traveled thousands or millions of years to reach my eyes here on Earth. I also feel so incredibly fortunate to have shared multiple of my stargazing adventures with my dad, who joined me yet again this time to camp out in the cold under the stars. In order to photograph the night sky, I use multiple techniques, including long exposures, star tracking, and exposure stacking. While no image can really capture that true feeling of what it's like to be out under a dark, starry night sky, I try to do my best to at least get a little bit close. So without further ado, I'm thrilled to present to you my images from this magical night. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram for more content just like this. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them there, or perhaps I'll do a whole video on them sometime. Again, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.